let's get into it. However you wanna do it, keep it cute or ruthless. I got steppers that got bazookas. Shoot 'em up, spit 'em out, and I stepped on 'em. They say two wrong, don't make 'em right, but one left, gon' get 'em gone.
Excellent risings, play pals. Story time, because I haven't done a story time in a while with you guys. Now, it was some drama that went down at my place of employment. It wasn't anyone dealing with the job or on the job. It just happened on our location. So one of my coworkers, she's funny. She is hilarious. She's easygoing, lighthearted. So she always liked to clown. Well, she's leaving work unaware that anything is going on. And I'm a paraphrase the whole thing because it's third party what she was telling me, but it's a point to it. And as you guys know, all my stories have a point and a purpose. So she telling me how she was just walking along and one of the guys who worked, partially security and doing the cameras at our job walks up on side of her, which is weird if you knew who the person was. So she's like, he walks on the side of her and say, do you mind if I walk with her? So the whole time she's in the middle of the fire, but not knowing, because the guy that the police are looking for is hiding close to where she's walking, but she doesn't know this at that point. So the dude was like, so you want to sit in my car? Now, this is a woman that is married. So she looking like, what? And it is so funny because I'm laughing like, girl, I would have been saying to that man, what you mean do I want to sit in your car? I was like, you wasn't asking enough questions. She was like, girl, I was just trying to figure out what was going on. So she was like, he asked her, do you mind if I walk with you? She was like, okay, cool. We walk into the parking lot, no big deal. So she's not thinking nothing is wrong. She's just trying to figure out what's wrong with him. So long story short, he tells her, you can sit in my car, in my truck. You can leave the door open if you want. So of course, she leaves the door open, but she's like, as soon as I get in the car and I look back toward the building, I see the man getting under the thing. She was like, then I look up and see the helicopters, because the helicopters and the police, they could hear sirens, but the helicopters was right there. The ghetto bird coming right where the criminals at. So they kind of stay there until the police can find the location. So anyway, she look up and she see that and she seen the man. Then the guy who worked with us, he started walking back toward the building, yelling at the criminal. She was like, then I look back and I see the man and I see him. And I was like, she said, I look up at the helicopters and point and say, is this for us? I fell out. That was so funny to me. So when she said, is this for us? This is when the guy coworker says yes, but he's away from her, so he's yelling like yes. So then she put two and two together as to why he walked up on the side of her and asked, do you mind if I walk with you? And directed her to go in his truck, and he had it running. She was like, the whole time I'm thinking he wanted to start his car and didn't want to leave it alone. So this is why he had me sitting in the car, but he had her sit. He was protecting her. And this is the point of the story I'm getting to. Real men, their natural instinct is to protect you, even when you don't know that they are protecting you. Ladies, if you get a man and something going on and he's sitting you by yourself to see about it or know what's going on and he does nothing, you better get away from him. Because that man right there don't have good intentions for you. Now, this man wasn't even her husband. He's just a co-worker. She's just a female to him, basically. I mean, they work together, but it's something you put your life on the line with. Because keep in mind, from what I understand, the guy had guns, allegedly. 3 of them. Now, his intentions wasn't to hurt anyone. He was just trying to get away from the police, because he had some other stuff going on. And we was the closest place that he could hide. But the point is how she didn't know what was going on. That man came up, walked on the side of her, protecting her from the criminal. He sent her to his vehicle, brought her to safety, and then he went back and handled his business. That's what the nature of a man does. So if you got a man and you getting into it with somebody and he's sitting there rubbing his hand, you with the wrong man. All you got over there is a penis and a problem. That's all you got. Because you see, and what ladies don't do, sometimes we don't put me into the test. And I don't mean like a setup, like setting him up to get into it with somebody, but just watching him, watching how he act around people, watching if he has a protective spirit or if he don't. Like, are you gonna be on your own? These are the things that we need to be paying attention to when we're interested in a man. See, a woman's, her role is to nurture. A man's role is protecting. So even with kids, sometimes men will leave children with a woman he know ain't capable of raising those kids to be healthy. Not even close. But he'll get out and leave his own kids there to struggle with that instead of getting out and then getting your kids out. You understand that? And most times the parents, that the women that men keep the kids from, they don't be the women they need to keep them from. Sometimes they'll take them from a nurturing parent and bring them to a pretty deranged demon because they trying to be hateful. See, it's a difference. If a man trying to take your child to be hateful, but if a man is trying to take his child to protect them, however many kids it is, it's a difference. But some of these men is cowardice. They're not men. It's a penis with a problem. That's all it is. And we get so connected with that because we be in trauma bond with them men. We find out all their secrets, they find out ours. So they attach to that. So you create a trauma bond relationship versus a healthy relationship and knowing who you're dealing with. Because again, real men, their nature is to protect. And even if it's a same-sex relationship, because one person is always going to be in a masculine energy and the other person is going to be in a feminine energy. One is a nurturer, one is a protector. It's not always gender. So y'all keep that in mind when you out here dating. Pay attention to who you dealing with. It's signs out there that'll let you know, oh, no, I'm not going to be able to do this. Oh, yes, this is the type of man I like. I love y'all for real. Peace.